Ladies and mostly gentlemen, today we're going to talk about Wintergrasp and more specifically what's happening with Wintergrasp in patch 8.1.5. So Wintergrasp was a world PvP event from the Wrath of the Lich King expansion which focused mainly on siege weapon warfare. All of my memories from this time are really fond and I used to have a ton of fun in this zone, and it rotated every 2.5 hours, you could battle every 2.5 hours, you would get a currency, you would get rewards, everything like that, and it was just so much fun at the time. Unfortunately, since the expansion has ended, no one really does it anymore. It still happens every 2.5 hours, but no one really does it, and it's kind of a world PvP event lost in time, and I always enjoyed it. So why are we talking about it now? Well, Wintergrasp is actually returning in patch 8.1.5, but not exactly how it was before. It's actually returning to the game as a epic battleground, not a brawl, which means you'll be able to play this battleground whenever you want. Other epic battlegrounds are things like Arathi Basin or Isle of Conquest, and you can just queue for them whenever you like. I was actually lucky enough to stream the PTR test of this battleground, so guys, if you haven't checked out the stream yet, twitch.tv/MrGM, we do stuff like this all the time. We actually gathered a little group of viewers and we went into Wintergrasp and it was a whole load of fun, and that is where all of this footage for this video came from. Previously, this battleground actually had a max player count of 240 across both factions, and it suffered greatly from being a world PvP event because it was constantly unbalanced on some servers. It was just a bit of a nightmare in that regard. But this brand new battleground version is actually 40 versus 40 and it's in an instant zone. So no world PvP, it is just an instant zone which is exclusively Wintergrasp. And I cannot stress enough how much better this battleground is with even teams because, yeah, as I said, back in the day it was just horrendous with some of the faction imbalances. My server was heavily Alliance, so we always won, and the Horde really didn't have a chance. It's a shame, because what happened was, with Wintergrasp, when you win the battleground, you actually win the raid as well, which got you a ton of new gear. Now, sadly, that is not coming back. There will not be a new version of VOA. The old version is still there, so yeah, you can still go and do that for your old Wrath of the Lich King pieces, but they're not making a BFA version of that, unfortunately. I think what's good about this as well, that it's not using any sort of time walking tech, so it will be level 120s against level 120s. I'm unsure whether you can queue for lower brackets. I would imagine they're going to have lower brackets of this as well, similar to AB and Isle of Conquest. And not only are they bringing back the battleground, they're also bringing back some of the quests. So when I did the battleground testing on the PTR recently, they had 2 of the old Wintergrasp quests remastered. One was to win and one was to kill 10 Horde. This actually rewarded some conquest as well, so it is worth doing for sure. Not too sure on the reset of that quest. I don't know if it's a one-time only thing or weekly. Unsure on that. I would imagine it's possibly weekly. So obviously back in the day, the winner would take the zone and they would own that zone for the next 2.5 hours. Now with this one, it seems to be RNG on who attacks and who defends. It doesn't work like Strand of the Ancients where everyone gets a go at both. So when you join, you have a chance of attacking the keep, and when you join, you also have a chance of defending the keep. It doesn't give you a chance of doing both, it is just completely random. Luckily on the PTR, I got a chance of doing both types. I can say that it seems pretty fair and was a whole load of fun. But beyond being an instant zone and being 40 versus 40, it is practically the same. The same awesome siege combat, the same ranking system, which I was surprised which returned. So the ranking system is amazing. If you remember that, you basically get ranks for killing players, and the higher the rank, the higher the siege weapon you can actually operate. I just absolutely love that system. And the same overpowered guns where you just one-shot everyone from the keep. And honestly, it was probably the most fun I've had playing WoW in a very long time. And that's someone who doesn't even PvP. I don't know if it was rose-tinted glasses from the nostalgia of playing Wintergrasp for the first time in nearly 10 years, but honestly, I'm so excited for new players who never experienced this epic battleground to finally experience it in patch 8.1.5. And really, while playing it, all I could think was, damn, I wish Warfronts could be like this, because in essence, it's actually very similar to the concept of a Warfront, but PvP. You have bases, you have siege weapons, you have a massive amount of combat going on. It's what Warfronts wishes they were, honestly. As for the outside world zone, this is staying unchanged and will stay getting tested every 2.5 hours and will rotate depending on who wins. This is actually going to serve as the area where you can hand in those quests that you did in the battleground, or you could just hand them next time you enter the battleground. It doesn't really matter. Also, there is no new rewards for this as of right now, but you can still purchase the old rewards for a very small amount of Marks of Honor, so grab your awesome Mammoth mount for 15 Marks of Honor if you haven't already, because that mount is fantastic. So that is pretty much it, guys. TLDR, Wintergrasp is returning in patch 8.1.5 as a epic battleground. It's going to be awesome. Patch 8.1.5 hopefully drops in the next couple of weeks. And what's even better is when they announced that Wintergrasp is returning, they also announced that Ashran is confirmed to be returning in the same vein. No patch date as of yet, but I would imagine it's going to be some point during BFA, hopefully in 8.2. So let me know down below your fondest Wintergrasp memories, if you're excited for this to return in patch 8.1.5, and if you're going to give it a go. I certainly will be giving it a go. It's a lot of fun, and I'm just going to grab a group of people and run in there and have some silly fun on siege weapons. So before I go, I'd like to give a massive shout out to our amazing patrons, YouTube channel members, and Twitch subs. You guys are awesome. And if you'd like to support the channel in any of those ways, links are down below. So leave a like on this video, guys, if you liked it, and subscribe if you haven't. We've also got a partner Discord channel with over 3,000 members and a much so on Streamlabs. And as I said, we are now streaming on twitch.tv/MrGM. We've been checking out a lot of PTR stuff. We did this Wintergrasp stuff on the PTR. It was a lot of fun. We're going to do raid testing next week. And yeah, we test out a lot of the stuff that I do on the channel. So allied races and raids and new battlegrounds and yeah, stuff that's coming up soon. So twitch.tv/MrGM. And with that, guys, I'll see you next time.